As you all know, there's a huge problem with CS education at the moment. Actually, make that many problems. One of these major problems is that CS is simply not reaching enough students. Unlike other subjects, CS is vastly underrepresented inside school venues. This is where Educoding steps in. Project Educoding is simple and addresses many of the problems that plague CS education at the moment. People have been saying for ages that CS education needs to get into the schools. Unfortunately, due to logistical and governmental procedures, this has largely been just talk. Educoding is going to do something about it. If the public schools are too complicated to break, we'll make our own schools incorporating an algorithmic thinking-based curriculum. The plan is this. Educoding is going to start with establishing a number of charter schools all over the globe. Due to the free nature of such schools, we'll be able to put a unique emphasis on CS and use our own curriculum. Obviously, this is quite a large undertaking, so it is necessary to split the process into steps. Step 1 is to create a working K-12 curriculum by developing general parameters for what should be taught at each grade level, then finding the optimal, already available resources to support this curriculum. According to one of the golden rules of CS, don't rewrite code that already works. Step 2 is to implement the curriculum at a charter school. Educoding has already secured the help of a charter school located in Plainfield, New Jersey, which caters primarily to low-income families. We will measure students' CS proficiency through the use of various tests that compare with students from non-CS oriented public schools. These results will help prove that our tech-based curriculum is truly effective when incorporated at an early age in schools. Further details can be found in our written proposal. After trying out our curriculum in a couple more schools, the final step is to reach as many students as possible. Once we've proved our project on a global scale, we can then abstract the main portions of our curriculum and present it to public schools. If our curriculum can reach students in the public sector, there is no question that computer science education will have undergone reformation. Project Educoding is not going to supply a temporary fix to the CS education problem, but instead, a sustainable and effective solution. Although our initial goal is to succeed in our charter school, we plan to spread our model across schools everywhere. Our success will be measured by the results of the tests stated earlier and by how many charter schools survive after that. The goal behind exposing students to programming fundamentals from an early age is that the problem-solving skills and concepts taught in CS can be applied to just about any field. Even students who might not choose to specialize in a programming-specific field will benefit from having problem-solving capabilities. This is why educoding is imperative. Computers are becoming increasingly ubiquitous and necessary in many phases of life. CS skills are now a necessity rather than a useful skill to have. Some may ask, how is our project different from any other project? Our project is inherently long-term and is created with the idea of self-sustainability in mind. Charter schools are funded by the government, which means beyond an initial seed grant, once started, our project does not need to financially rely on any private companies. However, the most important difference between our project and others is the proactive stance we take. We believe that the time to wait is over. It is time to reach out and make our dreams into realities. Educoding is not passive. We are going to change as many students as possible, no matter what it takes. By starting with charter schools, we play by our rules so that our students can grow at their own pace. So, why wait?
The time is here.
The time is now.
Instead of expecting people who need computer science to grab it for themselves, let's lay out the path that they can walk on.
So help us reach the next generation by giving them the tools they need.
Everyone deserves an education that teaches them everything they need for the future.
So join us and let's get educoding.